right, hey, we're here today. We're going to do a review of Amazing Spider-Man #1. I'm here with Corey. All right, this is great. I'm here with Corey. You all know and some love Corey. Some, well, whatever. But yeah, we're going to talk about the new Zeb Wells, John Romita Jr. Amazing Spider-Man. Would you like to start off?
We're 3 months late with this, but hey.
Well, some people still haven't read it, so
I know. It's
right. I mean, I know it's already on issue number 3.
It's just
but,
nice to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't read #1 and 2, so technically this is still new to me.
You've read #2?
No, I haven't read any of them.
You read this,
just
though.
one,
Okay,
right?
good.
Just one. So,
Glad.
right, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who haven't even read it because they don't want to be. They're not into Spider-Man.
Normally you think that Spider-Man fans are always going to buy the book anyway, and it's just the book is going to sell itself, and we're not trying to sell other people on the book, but
Right.
just in case you might want to check out
Yeah,
something that
yeah.
you're not reading yet, this is
Right, or you could be a John Romita Jr. fan.
or not.
Oh, not right. So do you want to start? Do you want to start off and talk?
This is your show. You're the captain. Of
Yeah, but okay, all right. The book starts. I don't know where the book starts. Well, the book starts somewhere where
It's
Peter
outside
Parker.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
You
but
can read it right
well,
there.
well, yeah, but I don't know why he's outside Pennsylvania. This is a whole
No
stuff.
one knows why.
Well, so it doesn't matter where he started. So,
in a crater.
so the book starts with Spider-Man's in a crater. His mask all ripped off.
He's worse for wear.
Right. I mean, he is like destroyed.
And he lets out a wail.
Yeah, and then he cries, and we wonder, wow, what happens here? You go back, it jumps ahead 6 months. So he's 6 months from where he woke up in this
No one
crater
knows
screaming.
what's going on.
I actually don't think this continues from any book that
No, I don't think so
that
either.
Spider-Man has been in before this. So everyone is at a mystery of what's going on. But what we find out is Spider-Man right now is at his lowest point in life.
And he's had a lot of low points.
Yes, many, like more than 10.
This is low.
Yes, but like Aunt May doesn't like him anymore. She doesn't trust him.
Because he's a liar.
Yeah, right. That's what he says. And he does lie. He lies to her all the time.
Yep.
Oh, everything's okay, May. It's all right. I'm not Spider-Man.
No.
Mary Jane has nothing to do with him anymore.
Yeah, apparently Aunt May lost her house because of him. And Mary Jane left him for whatever reason we don't know. Yeah, he's just coming back into his normal life, and all his friends are like, "Where have you been? What are you doing?" And he's blowing everybody off. Won't give
His best friend Robertson is Joe.
He's covered his
Rob,
ass
right?
the entire time. Yeah.
Yep. Has had to pay for his rent for 6 months because he's like he just disappeared. But what I think is out of character of him, it's like he acts like he doesn't care.
He's got too much on his mind.
He's got a lot on his mind, but he acts like he doesn't care. Like, hey, look, I had to pay 6 months rent. I don't even live in your apartment anymore, and I had to pay this rent. He's like, oh well. I mean,
I think eventually he'll make it right, but he's got too much crap on
well,
his
it
mind.
seemed
right
out of character.
now. Maybe, but
Kind of odd. You know, so now he's got all these bad things going on with him, and then Aunt May is just like disappointed. It's just like, yeah, you're just gonna lie to me again. We don't care. So now, is it Joe or Rob?
yeah,
What?
I don't know.
Robbie Robertson?
Yeah, could be.
What's the kid's name?
I forget. That's his friend. I don't know who.
All right. Well, either way, his friends said, "Hey, will you watch my back? I'm gonna go ask permission for my daughter."
Randy.
All right, it's Randy. All right, that's all.
Should
Thanks.
flip the page.
Well, what are you here for? What are you actually here for?
Eye candy.
Oh, okay. So Randy, asked him, "Hey, will you watch my back and give me a call? Because I'm going to ask my girlfriend's father for permission to marry her." Well, her father just happens to be Tombstone.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna marry Tombstone's
a gangster,
daughter.
right.
No,
I'm gonna go marry Tombstone's daughter. I want to marry Tombstone's daughter, and we all know from past Spider-Man 2 that his father and Tombstone have battled it out before.
The first distracting thing I noticed about the art on these pages was his facial expression. Like his eyes are bugging out of his head the entire time. For what reason, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Well-
that's distracted me. Like,
Well, even with Peter Parker,
yeah,
John Romita Jr. draws lifeless, soulless people.
expressionless faces.
Yep.
Just like you
Yep.
said, like dolls. Like,
Yeah. So the artwork already into page 3 and 4 is not good, and it gets worse. So what we have, what it looks like we have going on here is, obviously Peter's at his lowest point. Tombstone is now in charge.
Kingpin's gone. There's a void in the crime world. He's taken over. Kingpin's son is trying to stake some claims on some territory, and Tombstone's just not having it.
So they bring in, so the Rose, they think the Rose is weak. And so the Rose brings in Digger. And for anybody who remembers Digger, you'll remember him from the garbage that J. Michael Straczynski did in the early 2000s with actually John Romita Jr. So this guy comes back as his muscle. So he says, all right, we'll work with the Rose. But what ends up happening is Spider-Man tries to stop. He puts his nose where it doesn't belong.
No, it belongs there because
it didn't belong there.
No, he fights crime.
Yeah, but there was no crime going on when Spider-Man was going to
There's
do
always
this.
crime involved when these guys are here. That's all they do is crime.
He saw White Rabbit get into a car. And he goes, I'm gonna illegally get on this car and ride it on the roof and follow her.
You got to take Peter Parker's side on this. Come on.
I'm not. Peter Parker is written out of
these are
character
all bad
here.
dudes. These are all bad dudes.
He didn't know all these bad dudes were together.
But the fact that they are.
But we only know that. The reader knows that. We don't. Either way, it looks like a gang war is coming. Kind of. That's what it looks like.
Spider-Man's got to stop it.
Yep. We got a gang war coming. Spider-Man's at his lowest point. We have no idea why he's at where he's at. His friends are trying to help him. The Human Torch shows up. That's probably the best looking art in the whole book.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think Romita drew this. And he just blows off the Human Torch too. Takes off.
I'm your bro. He's like, no, you're not my bro.
Yeah, and he takes off. So what it looks like that's going on here is that
there's some good tension written in this little this interaction between Randy and Tombstone, asking for his daughter's hand in marriage.
Yeah, he actually threatened. He goes, in a normal time I'd break his back, and the kid's all nervous. Just kidding, kid. Yeah, I wouldn't be asking this guy anything. Yeah, he's not kidding at all. The guy would just disappear, not even a broken back.
So Spider-Man sees these goons all getting into a car together.
Right.
He needs to find out what they're doing because it's going to be bad news, and he needs to put a stop to it.
So a goon can't just walk around?
No, you can't let goons walk around.
Really?
Don't say it.
All right, go ahead. So he causes the whole point.
They're trying to sell a Goblin glider.
Right.
You can't do that because it's going to get in the wrong hands. These are the wrong hands for a Goblin glider.
But if he wasn't there, you never would know what happened.
He's trying to do the right thing.
Okay.
He's trying to stop this transaction from taking place.
All right. He didn't know there was a transaction going on, though. That's the thing.
He found out when he got there.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't have been there. But either way.
Yeah, impossible.
Well, anyways, he stopped the Goblin glider from getting sold. Now, who owns a Goblin glider?
Who knows? These guys.
Right. I don't know how they got a Goblin glider. He's the whole start of the gang war now because now they think they're being
look bad or whatever.
Tombstone looks bad. They think that the other guys double crossed these guys. And it's all because of Spider-Man.
Like the money and the Goblin glider all got destroyed,
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
So what happens is, now we have a gang war. And that's where it looks like, it looks like we're going to. And Peter Parker's become a stalker in this book.
A stalker.
He keeps on calling Mary Jane, and Mary Jane has said, stop calling me, right?
Possibly.
No, possibly. What's it say here? Don't call me again.
He's not the kind of man that takes no for an answer.
Well, yeah, but no means no. Oh, yeah? Yeah, no means no. And so Mary Jane doesn't want Peter to be calling her. He shows up at her house all the time. Looks up at a door.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of intimidating. There's something wrong with this guy right now.
There's a lot of things wrong with this guy, but
right.
Come on.
So now we find out he doesn't want to call him because when you come over to one of the pages here.
Well, no, this is even better before that.
Oh, boy, yeah, there's some death going on here.
So Tombstone's just chilling on the balcony, him and his cat, a glass of wine, minding their own business. Goes back into his house to pour himself another glass of wine because he wants to get a little tipsy. And he can smell there's some I don't know if it's natural gas, whatever is going on, but there's ends up being an explosion. The Rose blows up Tombstone's mansion with him in it, and he's able to escape with the cat, thank goodness. The cat's fine.
Yeah, that was good. You know why? Because it's a flocking.
Yeah, it's a flirkin.
It's a flirkin. Yeah, it's a flirkin. That's
but he's pissed. He's pissed off right now.
Right. He's pissed. He's going to be going after the Rose. And here's Peter, just eating breakfast. Hey, I don't have a job or anything. I'm just going to go out and eat breakfast now. Yeah, he's not looking for anything. He's ducking the guy he owes money to.
That guy's an asshole, though.
Okay. I don't like him. You don't sit on someone's stoop for that.
That's annoying.
Yep. So now Tombstone finds Peter Parker, says, "We're going for a ride. Come here." And he's talking to Peter Parker. Tell Spider-Man. Right. We're trying to tell Spider-Man that I'm looking for him. It's his fault that this whole thing happened. And of course, Peter Parker, who again, if you didn't know this is Peter Parker,
he's telling Tombstone, "Bring it on. Spider-Man's ready for you."
Yeah. Right. So but Tombstone would just snap his neck.
But he's not gonna, because it's just gonna cause more heat.
I think Peter's
Peter's
gone in this. He's gone.
He's a broken man.
He is broken.
So he's on the edge. He's living on the edge. Yeah. He doesn't care.
Yeah, no, he's acting like this is his clone or something.
So Tombstone's threatening him. Or threatening Spider-Man through Peter Parker.
And somehow he ends up back at her house again. She's looking out and sees...
See, she's looking at him because she knows she wants to be with him.
No, she's looking out her window going, "Oh my God, I'm being stalked again."
Look at the face. Look at the expressionless face that John Romita Jr. drew.
Yeah, right.
All over her expressionless face.
Yeah, and then you go and
she's with some dude. Shacking up with some dude. Bam, 2 kids. Mommy.
Yep. "Hey, Mommy, you've been gone 6 months. How she had 2 kids this age?"
It's got to be
Who
that
knows?
guy's kids.
It's got to be. But so they drew the 2 kids to look like her.
Look like her. Yeah.
Kind of look like Peter Parker too.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. So.
And then you get a little snippet of some Doc Ock stuff in the back.
Yeah. Don't know what's going on here
like
with Doc.
End credits scene.
Yeah,
some guy's got Doc Ock strung up in a precarious position, but we're gonna find out what's going on.
I think he's gonna try to take his essence.
You can't. What?
Just the feeling I have. Gonna try to take his
I
essence.
hope it works out for you.
It's
Right. Yeah. The essence. I thought it was written really well. I think Zeb Wells did a really great job with this first issue, and I've read 2 and 3 also, and I think they're just as good.
I agree. I'd probably give this a 7. It's
7.5 from me.
Yeah, I think it was a decent story. It makes me I want to see what's going on in the second issue. I want to see why
you're gonna like it. Tombstone is a bastard. You're gonna like it.
I want to see why see where it leads. Why Peter's the way why Peter's the way he is. Obviously those aren't Mary Jane's kids.
Yeah, we don't find out in those next 2 issues.
Yeah, but something. If you read the editor's notes here, it says they will explain it all. Yeah. So don't just jump off the book bitching and moaning. If people jump off the book bitching and moaning, it's because of the artwork.
But the stories, I think, is written too well to jump off. You want to know what's happening.
No, I agree. I just found myself as I got about 3/4 through the book, I almost stopped looking at the artwork and was just reading.
It's distracting.
It was just reading the story. Yeah. Here's my thing. This is definitely not. I don't think this is the way.
Reasonable facsimile of Tombstone.
No, here's classic Tombstone.
It's just the haircut's different. He's got the square. That's like a J. Jonah Jameson haircut.
He's got his face is a more rounder face. This guy. You know who this is? If you draw this guy green, he's the Lizard. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Or he's Digger. It's the same character. This guy here, if he was white like this, Digger would look more like Tombstone than what Tombstone does in this book. I think it's a horrible, horrible rendition of Tombstone.
It's bad.
Okay.
But it's Romita Jr. He's bad.
Yeah, right. He is bad.
I can't imagine why you stick him on Amazing Spider-Man again.
I have to say his best look is the one panel of Human Torch right here. That's the best. That's the best look. But again, like I said, I think this is like a classic, better looking version of Tombstone than the clown that goes on and that's in here.
This cover's better than any picture in the whole.
By far. Oh, by far.
This is Sal Buscema, yeah.
Yep. Sal Buscema did that. We know who these people are.
It's all passable, but it's just.
Yeah, it could be Ryan Otley, so.
It's just bad. Look at this fight. Why is he making his face?
I have no idea why this. He's like this.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Hanging open, his eyeballs are popping out. I don't get it.
They even make the lines like this.
That's all he does. He just scribbles lines on everything to make people's faces look like they have contour and expression, but it doesn't work at all. It's just distracting.
Yeah, he needs to just make people with masks. They look better with the mask on. At least his drawing of Spider-Man looks better.
Yeah, Spider-Man's decent to look at, but I've seen much better.
Yep. So overall, I think I think the book is worth giving it a shot. Going through an arc and see where the story goes. But the artwork you can probably gag on.
Look at the cover. Look at his leg, how it's turning. What is that supposed to be?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like he's got rickets or something.
I wish I don't have the other cover, but they had a cover that was just Tombstone on it.
Yeah.
And it looked fantastic. And it wasn't this clown drawing. I don't know who did the drawing, but I don't have that cover anymore. But look at the cover. So, but yeah, I think this is
excellent issue. I'd recommend it to anybody. And the next two issues are just as good, I think.
Yeah, I think it should be tried out. Yeah. Definitely, I'm in.
Yeah, if Spider-Man, if you've been pissed off with Amazing Spider-Man previously, new direction, new team.
This story was by far better. Was by far better than
any of that.
The last Beyond stuff. I couldn't make it to the end. I started it and then had to stop it. And then even before that with Nick Spencer, started it and then had to stop it. Couldn't stick with it. So
if anyone's jumped off of Spider-Man at that point, it's a cool time.
I think it's better. You just don't know where it is, where it's going, what's going on. I mean, it's 6 months. It's 6 months after he woke up in a crater, screaming and crying like a baby.
I was crying like a baby.
What was he doing?
He was just calling out.
I was like,
the agony.
Yeah.
Anguish.
Yes.
So, that's it.
Yeah. So, I'd say try it. I'd give it like I said, I'd give it a 7. The art of a 3.
Yeah, the art's like a 3, but the story, probably a 7.5, 8.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely worth reading. It's not lighting the world on fire, but it's a decent story.
Yeah, they told me a good story.
There you go. And that's all we want. Just tell you a good story.
That's right.